Max Tegmark lives in Winchester, Massachusetts, a northern suburb of Boston. He's an outdoorsy sort who likes to go on long walks and think. But Tegmark's thoughts are a bit more exotic than your average power walker's ponderings.
I think the reason our universe is so well described by math is that it is math, in the sense that we are living in a giant mathematical structure. So the reason we physicists have discovered all of these equations which describe our world so well is simply because these equations can approximately describe the true math, which is our reality.
To Tegmark, equations are windows on the universe, and the universe is pure math.
At first glance, our universe doesn't seem mathematical at all. We don't have big numbers written visibly in the sky, but if we look more closely, we find mathematical patterns and shapes all around us. Like if I mess around with my garden hose here, the water makes this very simple shape called a parabola, which has this extremely simple mathematical equation, y equals x squared. This mathematical shape, the parabola, is really built into nature at quite a fundamental level because it describes the motion with gravity of any object, regardless of what it's made of. When we look around us in the universe, we see shapes everywhere. We see that all the planets are going around the sun in a shape called an ellipse, which looks like a stretched circle. And anything orbiting anything out there in the universe, why is it always that shape? You know, not a figure 8 or a square. As soon as we scratch beneath the surface, we start to discover all these patterns and regularities and even numbers. Like if I just pick up some sticks here and I ask, like, how many sticks can I put here which are perpendicular to each other? I get a number. I get 3. We have a fancy number for this in physics. We call it the dimensionality of space. And these numbers that are built into nature are very important because if you tweak them a little bit, if you say the proton isn't 1,836 times heavier than an electron but 5,000 times heavier, for instance, we would die. In fact, if you change many of the numbers by just a few percent, the sun might blow up, or suddenly atoms would collapse and life as we know it just wouldn't be possible. So not only are these numbers there, but they're extremely important for just understanding the very essence of our reality.
This brings us back to an uncomfortable notion suggested by the prevailing theory of quantum mechanics. At the deepest level of reality, nothing is solid. There is only information. Numbers adhering to a set of rules we don't yet understand.
The only properties an electron has is a bunch of numbers. We physicists have names for them like spin and charge, but they're just numbers. There's really nothing there at the bottom level except numbers, except math.
Math may be the ultimate truth, but given our limitations and how vast and strange so much of nature seems to be, is it even possible to solve this problem? Can we ever know how the universe really works?
There's certainly no guarantee that we'll find the ultimate equation, but I think we do have a shot at it. It's really remarkable how far we've come as a species in the last 100 years, beyond our wildest dreams in understanding stuff. And there's no better way to guarantee we're going to fail than to not try. If I'm wrong and there's something inherently non-mathematical about the universe, then physics is ultimately doomed. We're going to reach a roadblock beyond which we just can't proceed. Whereas if I'm right, that would actually be a very happy situation where there is no roadblock and our progress would only be limited by our own imagination.